Cruising from marina to marina, headland to headland, we never see the coves, bays, and secret places in between. So I thought I'd spend this summer exploring Cornwall's rarely visited anchorages. Having been a working quarry for over 100 years, Dean Quarry closed in 2005. I guess I'm slightly odd. I have the whole spectacular coast of Cornwall on my doorstep, and yet one of my favourite anchorages is off this rust-streaked, disused concrete jetty, tucked inside the Manacles, that infamous reef of rocks that sunk so many ships. At least there's one thing I know for sure. Nobody else will be sharing my secret spot with me. This strangely deserted and derelict location is an unusual but intriguing mooring. Picture postcard pretty, Coverack is a tourist magnet, but few boats seem to visit here, and even fewer stay overnight. The pub is named after the liner SS Paris, that ran aground on the nearby headland in 1899. The village boasts one of the best fish and chip shops in Cornwall, and the sheltered bay is perfect for just playing in the sea. The moment you round Lizard Point heading west, it's rare to see a pleasure boat of any description, which gives boating in Mounts Bay a tinge of adventure. Just a couple of miles north of Lizard is one of my favourite anchorages in West Cornwall. Mullion Island provides protection from the wind and swells when there's an easterly or northerly blowing. The small drying harbour, now managed by the National Trust, is an easy place to land to go ashore. Only a handful of fishermen now work from here, and sometimes you need just a little bit of patience waiting for the tide. One of Cornwall's best surf breaks is at the entrance to Porthleven harbour, a fact that many skippers may find a little daunting. Tucked deep in Mounts Bay, you could count on the fingers of one hand the number of boats that actually visit this village in a year. That could be in part due to Porthleven's reputation. In the days of sailing ships, countless were wrecked around the village. So spectacular are the storms here that waves regularly break over the iconic Institute clock tower. But as long as you're prepared to dry out alongside the wall in the inner harbour, it's well worth a visit. Over the last decade, the village has morphed from a rundown fishing harbour into what writers term the new Padstow, the quayside busy with a wide range of eateries and pubs. But for me, sitting with a pint of Doom Bar in the Ship Inn garden, watching the fishing boats come and go, is a sufficiently gourmet experience. Until recently, pleasure boats were not catered for at all in Newlyn, and wherever you moored, you risked upsetting the fishermen. But then the Harbour Commissioners allocated a few berths on the end of its new pontoon for visiting vessels. Few still come here, but it's actually my favourite Cornish harbour to visit. Because it's real. This isn't a fancy marina destination. The pubs cater to the fishermen, not tourists. There are cafes where you can get a proper fried breakfast. Great sandwich and pasty shops, all at sensible prices. And of course, the freshest of fish available. Gelbert's is world famous. For over a century they've been making their ice cream to the same family recipe. And at the meadery you eat half a chicken with your fingers, washed down with mead. A berth in Newlyn opens up the whole Land's End Peninsula for exploration. So many coves and tiny anchorages, such as Lamorna, where what remains of the quay at Mullion Cove shows the power of the southwesterly winter storms that batter this coast.